It is a beautiful Friday. Thanks for stopping by. 3:08 p.m. here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. That means the market's closed, but I've been a little busy beaver today. Hey, nice beaver. What movie is that from? Leave that in the comments below and you'll be pretty cool. But I did a little selling today. Got a little crazy. I wanted to go through these positions of what I sold today, and we'll get out the old abacus and try to determine the annualized returns, because you know how I like those Fantasyland annualized returns. Let's start with GDXJ. That is a junior gold mining ETF. On May 23rd, I entered at $44.03, 2,000 shares, put up $88,060, sold today at $47.79. It freed up $95,582 in cash for a profit of $75.22 plus what else? So let's see. I'm trying to think if there was any dividends paid on that during that time frame. I don't think so. I think those were just some covered call action. So we ended up with a total of $8,002 in 50 days. So let's bring up the abacus and we'll bring out the fantasy land math that we all enjoy. So there it is. We take the $8,002 and divide it by the original investment of $88,060. And then we divide it by the number of days in the trade. So the actual return is 9%. But the annualized return, we divide by 50. Yeah. And then we multiply by 365, and that gives us 66.3% annualized return. So let's put that on the board. Yes, 66.3%. Whoa, why is there 2 percentiles? Now there's none. You son of a gun, you. All right, Wheaton Precious Metals. On April 12th, we entered at 51.58, 500 shares, 25,790 invested, sold today at 59.64, freed up $29,820 in cash, profit of $4,030, and then there was only a dividend. I never did trade any of the Wheaton Precious Metals. A dividend of just, $66. Hey, better than nothing. That'll buy me a martini tonight. So total of $4,096, and we were in that trade 91 days. So let's do the math. 4,096 divided by the investment of 25,790 divided by the number of days in the trade, multiplied by 365, and we end up with 63.7%. 63.7%. I'll take. Why did it do that again? It is my computer going south on me? Well, there we go. All right, Newmont, another gold miner. In fact, Newmont is the biggest position in the GDX gold mining ETF. So Newmont, a large cap gold miner in silver, is always a byproduct of the mining as well. Entered on April 5th, 39.74, 1,000 shares, $39,740 invested. Sold today at $47.87 and freed up $47,870 in cash. Profit of $81.30, and we had a couple of covered calls here and there. $480 collected in that for a total of $86.10. Abacus, please. $86.10 divided by 39,740 divided by 98 days in the trade, multiplied by 365. We get, why is that so high? Am I doing the right math? 80%. Oh, laughter through profit is my favorite laughter. Let's just do the math again, because why is that? Is my math off here? No. 86.10 divided by 39,000. Oh, that's why, because the investment was only 39,000. The profit, okay, 39,740 divided by 98 and multiplied by 365. 80.6%. Good morning. Ooh, is this doubling up again? No. Did real nice. We have Couillard, how do you pronounce it? Courier Development, another miner, purchased on May 1st, $4.78, 8,000 shares, $38,240. We put into it, sold it for $674. This one's going to be even, this should be even bigger. This should be over 100%. How's that over 100%? Well, it's annualized. $674, freed up $53,920 in cash, profit of $15,640, did not have any premium or dividends collected on the position. So we ended up with $15,640 divided by our investment of $38,240. Okay. And then we divide that by, so that's 40% right there. Divided by 72, multiplied by 365, that's 207%. Why'd you sell it? Oh. What'd you say, Terry? I said, why'd you sell it? Well, I went into 207% into my skinny jeans. AGI, yep, another miner. Purchased on 4/30, $14.90, 2,000 shares, $29,800. Sold it at $17.64, freed up $35,280. Profit of $54.80, $42 in a dividend. Did not sell any covered calls on that position. So ended up with $55.22. And then we had divided by 29,800. Divided by 74 days, multiplied by 365, and we ended up with 91.3% annualized. Remember, it's annualized. 91.3%. Next up is Barrick Gold, purchased on May 15th for $17.15, 4,000 shares, invested $68,600, sold it today for $18.55, freed up $74,200, $5,600 profit, $170 in dividend collected. $57.70 total on that. So $57.70 divided by 58 days in the trade. That's you're so excited about seeing these profit numbers that you forgot what you were doing. Again, $57.70 divided by 68.6 divided by 58 days multiplied by 365. 52.9%. 52.9%. Now below, you can't see my fingers, but below down here, there's a couple other things on here that are, if this was a beautiful green, which it is, it'd be an ugly red, which it is. So it's essentially the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is the good. I'm about to show you the bad after this math. And unfortunately for my wife, I'm the ugly. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. GDX gold mining ETF, you hear me talk about it all the time, purchased this round at around April 5th. That was the oldest part of this 5,000 shares, so I just went with the oldest because it was like in 3 different tranches that I added to equal 5,000, which then gave an average of $34.15 for a total of $170,650 invested. Then we had that covered call on the board because GDX closed today at $38.17, so I did leave some money on the board there. But I had the $37 covered call, and I just let it ride out to be called away. Put $185,000 back into the skinny jeans, $14,350 profit. But here's the kicker. Along the way, this is the one I traded the most out of these, and I collected $4,620 in premium. 0 of that is dividend, so it's $18,970 was our total. $18,970 divided by $170,650 divided by 98 days in the trade, multiplied by 365. That's 41.4%. 41.4%. Sorry, reading a text. 41.4%. And then Pan American Silver, another one that I took gas on today because I had $22 calls on the board, and it closed at $23.72. So I left a bunch of money on the board on Pan American, but I have a plan. I'm not going to tell you yet, but I'm going to tell you soon. 4/12, we entered at an average of 1960, 7,400 shares. Again, that was in different tranches. $145,040 sold today because of it being called away at $22. 162.8 freed up, 17,760 profit. Then we did have some action there with a dividend and a couple of premiums collected on covered calls, 37.35 on that for a total of 21,495. 21,495. Whoa. Isn't that what you just said? Oh, man. Gonna have a good time tonight. Going out with some friends tonight. Had a great dinner last night. I think I called it Johnny B's when I was telling you about it last night, but it's actually called Tommy B's. Johnny B was Jonathan Brandmeier. Remember him? Famous radio personality in the Chicagoland area back in the 70s and 80s. I think he's still on the air, but he's like in LA or something. Enough about Johnny B. Let's talk about 21,495 divided by $145,040 divided by 91 days in the trade, multiplied by 365. 59.4%. Nothing to chew at. 59.4%. So, what does that look like today? It looks like we had a nice profit of about 88,105. Okay. Don't get too excited. And we freed up how much? $684,472. We freed up, and it's in the coffers. It's collecting 5%. But wait, there is more. And the more is what we call the ugly. The ugly, the ugly. Let's try to do one at a time. Drum roll, please. And I'm not annualizing this because I like to sleep well at night. I don't have FOMO. I don't ever get bored, and it's bygones. So why let them go at a loss? Because I just want them out of my brain. DocuSign, I entered on January 30th. I was like, hey, I think I got an idea. Looks like two private equity funds are trying to buy DocuSign, so it's going to be at a little bit of a premium. So I spent $62.12 a share, 1,000 shares, $62,120. I sold today for $56. Wow. So that's 56,000 freed up though to start collecting 5% and to move on to my other ideas that I have. That's a loss of 61.20. And then you, I guess, add back in the amount of premium that we collected for a total loss of $3,950 bills. What's next? Next is Norwegian Cruise Line. Entered that, and I don't know. I just, for some reason, I'm nervous about their guidance going forward at their earnings call and earnings report at the end of the month, because I think they're going to have a great quarter. But, the market acts so crazy. You can have a great quarter, but you give a little, cloudy guidance, and then the stock tanks. So on April 4th, purchased it for $19.37. That's 1,000 shares, $19,730. Sold today at $18.50. Well, that's called buy high, sell low. I'm an expert at that. $18,500, a loss of $12.30. Collected a measly $250 in premium for a total loss of $980. Not a big deal, really. You don't want to lose any money, but you want to get to the big deal? Drum roll, please. Wow. Let's take a look at Unity. Oh, man. Now, on January 19th, I began to enter because I was entering in the 30s. And then I bought went way down on the whiskey round to finish out our 3,000 share position for an average of 28.98. I was buying higher than that, like 32.50. So we have 86,940 into it. Sold today at 16.50. What? Yes, we did that. Put 49,500 back into the coffers. That's a loss of $37,440. And we did make some dollar bills on trades along the way, $8,100 worth. So a total loss of $29,340. Now, let's add all those up just to see, to make me feel good. So I'm in a good mood tonight with our friends. Let's move it all the way down here. Can we do that? Put the sum up. Sum of the parts is profit of $53,835 if we even take into consideration all the junk that went on. And then what did we free up cash wise? A few bucks. So we freed up $808,472. Why? Stay tuned. We'll talk about that next week. Let's look at the big board. We were just kind of just moseying along today. Move the big head back. Moseying along. I mean, we started out like pre-market, we were way down on our whiskey, down almost 32,000. Ended up going all the way up 3,700, and then we finished the day with a big downturn like in the last 10 minutes, and we ended up 4,000 down, and then since then we're another 617 down, but we're at 2,150,000. I'll take that all day. So all those options, we let them go. We had AGQ expire worthless, or as I like to say, expire at full profit. And was that it? Was everything else called away? I just wanted to clear some of the fog out of my head, and there's a lot. So it still shows I have Unity, but those will by midnight tonight will be gone, etc. So that is what went on today. Very busy day. It's difficult to take profit because you should just stay out of the way, but apparently I don't like to do that. I just wanted to make a little bit of an adjustment. I still have a huge portfolio of my favorite sweethearts, gold, silver, oil, and Bitto, as it relates to the people are texting in a group text about Sunday's pool party, and they're distracting me. Quit distracting me. I'm busy. See you on Sunday. And then Bitto is how I've been trading Bitcoin, as you know. Currently, just that's not working out, but it's going to. I promise you. Just as we sat here, it went down another 1,000. But I wanted to free up some cash. I got some moves that I'm going to be making, and they're going to be looking good. That's always the plan. I still feel like oil is just ripe for a nice slingshot to the top. So on my Devon, PBF, and Vermilion, where are you at? So all of those are downtown to Chinatown, but they're going to be uptown, downtown Holiday Inn. So they will be doing well soon, and then we'll begin to sell covered calls on those as well. So that's what is going on tonight. We're going to a new restaurant in Valparaiso called Mixtape Social Kitchen. And what I am going to order is this chili water lobster roll. Hello. And what do we have here? Truffle fries, shoshito peppers, fried grouper snack, pad thai wings. We'll probably try the pad thai wings, knowing Lady Friend. And Kristen and Brian will be with us. And Brian's going to love it because they have these. He's a gin guy. Just unless I'm singing Cold Gin by Kiss, I'm not a gin guy. But they have several gin-based cocktails. Is it coming up or what is it doing? Yeah, there it is. Gin-based cocktails. And if you read these carefully, you'll figure it out if you're old enough. Bicycle Race, we got Hendrick's Gin, Rhubarb Liqueur, etc. And Television. Yep, I had one of those as a kid. Some Dagger Mountain coffee-infused Bombay Sapphire. I don't know. Sweet Vermouth Strawberry. I don't know. Clever Girl, Grimace. You guys know Grimace. Duck Hunt, the Julius. What does that mean? You tell me. Think about the 80s. And then I'll probably do something real crazy and get their finest Miller Lite. I'll probably start with, let me see if it's what I saw it earlier. Can I see it now? It is the Ricochet Margarita, because Ricochet actually used to be the name of the restaurant prior to Mixtape, but it's the same owners, and they went from like a overly priced taco place. But what I love to do is you can turn any taco into a quesadilla. So I would turn the steak taco into a quesadilla, and it was just glorious. And Francisco runs the place. We love him. He's got a couple restaurants, Tomato Bar, Mixtape. I don't know if there's a third one or not, but We love him. He loves us. So we'll see him tonight over at Mixtape. And I'll get that lobster roll. I'll let you know. But here is where I got the best lobster roll of my life. Look at that thing. Hello. And this is where it was right here. So where are we at? They have 4 different locations. And believe it or not, this is a food truck. What? Yes, a food truck at Fort Williams Park in Portland, Maine. And if you were ever there, it's a great park, by the way. It's a, I don't know, it's probably a state park, not a national park. We got those beautiful lighthouses all around Maine. We were there, I think, 2 summers ago for one of our anniversary celebrations, and we got the picnic lobster roll, and it was, yep, the best I've ever had. And while we were in Portland, Maine, we probably tried 10 different lobster rolls at different various locations, and this one was the best. A food truck. Yeah, that's what I said, a food truck. We thought it was a joke because the place we stayed at, which was one of the most overpriced hotels I've ever stayed at, but it was like amazing, but it's like for rich people. So like people were walking around with the sweater, like tied around their polo shirt. And then, there's me. But they had this great little bar. And then at the end of the night, we because it was just outside of Portland, but it was right on the water. So that's why we stayed there. And I think it was $750 a night. And we'd come back after a day of adventures in Portland, have a nightcap, and some locals eat there too, because at this particular place we were staying at, it has a great restaurant. And so we're like asking some of the locals, where's the best place for a lobster roll? We've had several different examples, and they've all been good. They've all been different, but where's the best? And they told us about this. It's called Bite into Maine. Bite into Maine. And it was definitely the best. We thought it was a joke, but we thought, well, we'll go to that lighthouse state park anyways, hike around a little bit. We rolled up there, and we see the food truck. We park, walk up, and then I see the line. The line, I'm telling you, it was like half a mile long. And Stacy's like, are we really going to stand in this line? I go, we are standing in this line. And they served things so quickly. They were so efficient. There must have been 12 employees packed into this little food truck just going to town. And it turned out to be amazing. So that is the action that went on the day. Let's just focus on the top part. The bottom part, bygones. We forget. We have a our memory recovers quickly. We like to erase the bad and fill it with the good. So that is part of the fun. I'll share my new plans with you next week. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Hope you have incredible plans with your friends and your family. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate every second of you watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.